Greetings, Tippecanoe Lake Country Club. Let's take a look at the details of this plan that you're about to vote on. As you know, we'd like to rebuild number 2 green and number 10 green, both because we feel they're too steep. We'd like to rebuild the practice green because it's too small to handle the traffic that it gets and because it has a bad drainage problem. And then we'd like to look at the addition of a new green side bunker on number 5. So let's take a look. This first slide here is a picture of the plan for number 2 green. The next slide here shows the location of the existing green in red and the existing path location in yellow. And now let's look at the new plan with some color code to help us look at it. The green is outlined obviously in green. Right away you can see that we're going to expand that green on the back left corner. That's going to be a really nice change. That'll allow us to have to deal with that bunker more on an approach shot to that back left corner. You may have to carry that thing depending on where you hit your drive. That bunker, by the way, is the existing bunker and it's not going to be touched in the construction. Now looking back at the front corner of the green down there with the red and orange dashed lines, that's a false front that's going to retain some steepness. And on the back right corner you see those orange dashed lines. That's also going to stay a little bit steep, but the rest of the green is going to be quite cuppable except for the green dash lines, which represents a roll between the higher left side and the lower right side. And so that green's got some nice character. It's not going to be as steep, but we pick up the interesting hole location there left and we keep the false front and some steepness in the back. Now obviously this green is going to have to be flattened out, and to do that we had to cut into that hillside back there, and the 3 blue circles that you see are grass depressions back there. They're needed to catch the storm water coming off that steeper slope, and then likewise the path marked in yellow is going to have to be moved back to accommodate that slope. So those are the changes to number 2. I really like that plan. I love the new hole location on the left side. This is the plan for number 10 green, and here is the existing footprint of number 10 green, so you can see the footprint on the new green doesn't change much at all. Here are the changes highlighted. The right front corner gets expanded just a little bit. You see that green curved line there indicating that small expansion. Then you look at the front center of the green, the red hash marks, that's a false front there again. But the left corner is actually going to be raised, and that's going to be as high as any other part of the green is, and even higher. And then the green dash lines behind that front left corner indicate a roll that actually goes downhill as you go back on the green. And so that's quite a change there, as you can imagine. The old green steeped very severely from back to front. This new green is going to slope actually from the back left corner to the right front corner, and that's indicated by those subtle yellow arrows that you see. Those are pointing in the direction of the fall. And so that front left pin position is going to be quite interesting. You'll have to carry the bunker, avoid the false front, and then if the pins up in that front left corner hold it there. If it goes too far, it will actually roll downhill as it goes toward the back of the green and slightly to the right. So that's going to be interesting. And then it's going to be very strange to have the ability to place a hole on the back of that green, or the back right especially. It's so steep back there now we can't even use that part of the green. So that's going to be a nice change. We'll be able to use almost all of this surface, and yet there's still some challenging interest there with those new features. Now when you get off of the green, that back behind the green there, you can imagine with flattening this out, that back hill is going to have to be quite steep. Those pink dash lines indicate a steep slope that's kind of concave in nature, and it's going to resemble like the inside of a punch bowl. So you'll end up with a high mound on the back left corner and one on the back right corner. So those are the changes to number 10. Let's take a look now at the practice green. I mentioned it's too small and it has a drainage issue. This drainage issue is there because we currently rely on submersed pumps to get that stormwater off of there. We actually have a second catch basin over between the tees on number 1 that also uses a pump. We're going to tie these 2 catch basins together with adequately sized drain tile and then gravity drain this water off the golf course to get rid of that drainage problem. Like I said, the real reason we want to work on this green is it's just too small. Practice greens get more traffic than the other greens in the golf course, so they need to be the largest green on the course so that we can spread all that traffic around. Our current footprint is about 4,800 square feet. We can only use about 3,600 of it because we have a steep section there. The new outline looks like this. The green's going to be 8,000 square feet. To give you some reference, our biggest greens on the course are about 6,000 square feet, like number 18, number 1, number 11. So this is going to be a couple thousand square feet bigger than those. And it's all going to be cuppable, yet it's still going to have features. We have these green dash lines indicating some subtle ridges on the green, and then you can see that the direction of fall arrows point in 3 different directions. So you're going to have a variety of uphill, downhill, side hill putts, flat putts from multiple directions on that new green. And then as you can imagine, that green's going to be elevated and will no longer have the grass depression that floods. The grade will come off the green downhill all the way to the path. Down there, the 2 blue circles at the bottom of the screen are actually the new drainage catch basins. They're going to be in the asphalt on the path. That current path is 8 feet wide. The new path will be 12 feet wide, so we can accommodate two-way traffic from the pro shop to number 1 tee at the same time as traffic coming from number 9 green back to the pro shop. So those are some really good changes. The last thing to look at is number 5 approach. We have 2 trees that are in bad shape over there to the right of the approach. These 2 trees in the center of your picture. The one on the left, we lost 1/3 of this tree during a storm in August last year, and we're just concerned that we're going to lose some more of that tree in another storm. It's just a safety issue. Here's a close-up of that on the left. On the right, the other tree on the opposite side of the path has some bad decay in the trunk, and that decay is extending up into the canopy. So both of these trees are safety problems, so they're going to have to come down. And when that happens, the right side of number 5 is going to be pretty boring and not defended well. So the architect has taken a look, and we're going to ask him to add a new green side bunker on that right front corner. So there you go, folks. Changes. I hope you like them. I sure do. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'll be happy to discuss the changes with you. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I look forward to seeing you out here on the golf course this summer.